My name's Jim Lombus. I live in Hadley Township, and I'm here trying to find out, just from a homeowner's point of view, what the county, what the discussion has been going on at your level on the oil and gas development permitting process. And because I've been to Lansing, talking with people up there. Initially, I was sent a letter by a company that wanted to lease my mineral rights, so that's why I got involved in the discussion at all. And trying to find out what that entails and what's going on with that whole subject. And I understand from the DNR that the only public comment on any oil and gas development is that their responsibility is to contact municipalities that are greater than 70,000 people. So it's not likely any of the townships would be directly contacted, and I'm sure that would fall into the, under your jurisdiction there, that they'd be contacting you folks here at the county because you're the first population zone that we have that would qualify for, excuse me, for their communication. And so you're also going to be the avenue for public comment from the townships and stuff too. It just seems like the DNR's putting you in that position because of the population. So I'm just trying to find out what I can. I don't know if this is exactly the right time or place to be discussing this, but I'm interested in finding out how well the commission and the county is going to coordinate timing-wise and stuff with townships, if you notify that there's any permits being applied for, and if you'll notify the township that it's involved in, so that there's a chance for the public to get together and talk about it and see if they have any comments on it. Issues like that. I know that the oil and gas development that's being proposed is going to cause a lot of issues that could come into expenses for taxpayers, like road conditions and hazardous material problems and other issues. As far as I'm looking into it, it looks like those issues would be either costs for the county or the townships. And so from a taxpayer point of view, I'm interested in making sure that somewhere in this process, we use whatever influence we have to make sure that there's no local taxpayer costs involved in any of the ramifications from the oil and gas development. So that being said, the reason I'm a stranger here is because I've lived out here for 22 years. I want to congratulate all the county employees and commissioners and the government, because I have never felt the need to have to appear before you before this time. So I want to thank you for the work you've already done on these issues. I know that the county was required to come up with a hazardous mitigation plan through the Homeland Security stuff. I think every county had to do that. And that some of the impact of oil and gas development may impact, and have to review changes in that plan even. And that might be another thing that comes up in front of you. So I just wanted to introduce myself. I'll be looking into the situation more and more. I've been at a few local meetings having nothing to do with oil and gas development, totally separate issues. And as soon as somebody found out that I was up at the state auction and was aware that they were leasing out mineral rights to all the state land in the county and all that kind of stuff, that I was inundated with questions and stuff that I really didn't have all the answers for. And there was at least 13 people a couple days ago that gave me their telephone numbers and email addresses and want me to keep them informed of anything I find out. So I'm being caught in the middle of a bunch of stuff here too, trying to be a nice guy, but I don't know how much time I'm going to be able to have to put toward it either. But there's a lot of public interest in it, and everywhere I go, as soon as anybody finds out that I've had any exposure to the subject at all, it's like, oh, So thanks for your efforts, and I'll be talking with you more as a commissioner for my area. And my main concern is I get the feeling that the state is trying to kind of fast track this stuff. And I want to make sure that there's time for proper comment and for the citizens to understand what it really means to develop oil and gas. And the other thing I did find out at the auction was that all of the state land in the county went for minimum bids on the leases. $10 was a minimum bid, opening bid. There was only one bidder, a fellow named Brian Benson from Western Land Services out of, I think, Muskegon or somewhere over that way, Ludington maybe. And he was representing, he had 7 different bidding numbers, bidding on land around the state. And what that clued me in on, and I asked him about it, and he is strictly a front man to get title work and stuff done on leasing and try to put together a unit, drilling units. And he's going to be going down to Texas to sell these to drillers. And so that if any of the citizens in your areas contact you and want to know about, signing leases and stuff, the only caution I see as a landowner is that you don't know who you're going to be doing business with, because he's just going to sell these leases. He's not going to be a drilling, so you won't know what company is going to be coming in to drill. You aren't going to know any of those things, what their reputation is, what their track record is, anything when you sign these leases with Western Land Services. He's just a broker. So I want to put that caveat out there for everybody to consider. That's all I got for today, and I'll be in touch with you more to find out more things. Thanks.
Sir,
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
got it? Yeah, okay.
If I could just say one thing to that to clarify.
Usually we don't
I
respond
understand,
to
but-
public time, but in this case, there's not a lot that's happening, so I think we can go ahead.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a clarification, informational. You brought up the concern about the roads. The roads, I believe, would be, no matter what the business was, would go through the local township and the road commission for bonding, whatever the case may be, irregardless of population. So just because you brought up that point,
Right.
that point, I believe, would be separate from this board,
Yeah.
just for clarification.
Yeah, okay. And that's the kind of stuff I need to, I'm just stumbling around here trying to find out stuff, so I appreciate your